I actually was thinking that too. Like, it is 4:30 on a Friday.
Yeah.
What is everybody doing showing up and not drinking on a patio? Well, I know I'm happy. Don't get me wrong.
The drinking.
I can put this away.
I'll tell you this, the base.
What has to?
I will tell you the base.
What is
the back one I want set to there.
Okay.
And then everything else falls in place there.
So that is the inside.
Like, put this together as the inside of that and the inside of this are the same.
Okay. You want it centered on this door?
No, because I'm going to stretch this door bigger. Because what's that, 15 feet? Yes, that way. Yeah. I'm not going to widen it. No, because I got a wall, I got a hard wall right here.
We're talking the same language.
Yep.
Then. That's
yep. Okay, good. That's what I like. That to me is the anchor. I've always used that as the anchor.
Now another stupid question, but you do want to go square to this barn.
Yes.
There's nothing funny happening on the property.
Well, I guess the big question is how far off do you think it would be with a road?
From the road.
As long as it's, I'm fine with it square as long as it isn't on a 45 or something. It's not.
Which it's not. It might be slightly.
Slightly is fine.
But long term, this barn is in the plans for a long, long time.
This one is in the plans for a long time. Yep. This one is not. This one is coming down in the spring.
Oh, okay.
As soon as cows move in, we're ripping stuff out and it's coming down.
Okay. Barn.
There's a barn on the computer on a little tablet.
Yeah. I'm gonna check, see how this looks. I want you about there.
It wants us there, yeah. I would, if we can just slide it to here.
So then what I'll do is I'll start the barn, I'll start the barn here, which just means you're gonna be about 16 inches further than down there.
No, but I'm saying, is it okay? What if we just move the alleyway in a drawing?
Oh, on the barn. I see. Don't move the whole barn. Leave the barn where it is. Don't move the whole barn.
What's it like if we make
this nothing?
Is that an edit? Because there's nothing.
That's done. Yeah, that's right. There's no reason this.
There's no reason that 16, has to. Yeah, exactly.
16
100%.
Inches.
100%.
When they dig it, we dig it right to there. When they form it right to there, and then they just go whatever I meant 15 feet.
Yeah, does that work?
So you can end up real close to that. Right up there.
How close is our orange line on a tape? Ah,
pretty darn good.
Pretty darn good. That was Daryl and I with the tape, so.
And where was that off of?
Off of that corner door.
That corner door.
Yeah, corner
so that's the thing.
Yeah.
I look a little bit drunk doing this because I'm just looking at the screen.
Looking at the screen instead. Oh, we were a little further off. Here's where Mark was.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Starting to fall apart.
So that's the corner to the milk house. Easy.
I think we're still going to be on concrete up there too.
It's going to be pretty close.
You're not going to have a far walk to your new office.
Well, that's the idea.
Well, you guys are coming back around on this one.
Oh,
look at that.
That's tape. Well, look at us. I'm going to tell Daryl how good we are. Why are you paying Nick to measure when you can do it with an old tape? Just reel her up close enough.
Here we go. We have.
Oh, you did bring a hammer. I was carrying this thinking, I hope he has a hammer with him.
I lost my favorite one. It was the original. It's a nice wood handle, perfect weight. I left my tailgate up once. And
how old are you to complain though? The hammers were so much better.
Back in my day.
I'm not very good at this.
I'm this close to buying a wagon, but I'm not sure what the social repercussions of an engineer walking around with a wagon.
With a little red wagon? Well, I just gotta hold it better. This looks much bigger than when you're like standing in it.
You're in the middle of...
I'm in the middle of the barn.
Yeah. In the middle of the barn.
This does look bigger than It's cool. That's cool.
Now follow its directions. You can do one here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And it'll...
Is green mean good?
Green means good, so I just mark it with the front of my boot.
Oh, I am.
You have to move the bottom.
I'm like 5. Oh, it's red now. How often do you get to 0, 0, 0?
For excavation, never.
But I don't want to be 3/8 of an inch off. I'm just kidding. I'm marking the manure tank. Like that?
Perfect. You're hired.
I'm hired. Awesome. That's the barn.
That'll keep him. So yeah, once that's in, then they'll dig for a footing, and then we'll be back to set them in.
So what? They'll dig for the footings, then you come back and.
So then that's when we start getting down to zeros.
Yeah.
I really don't like if I'm within an inch or two here.
Oh yeah, exactly. Because all they're doing is they just need
They're
an order
digging
strip.
a 4 foot wide strip.
Yep.
Right. So then they'll dig a footing. Then we'll come back. Even for footings, I tell the guys less, like 1/4 inch or less.
Yeah.
And then walls, you want to see a 1/16 or a 0.
Yeah.
But we switch machines between then and then.
Just to get that more like exact. Yeah.
So this is just RTK GPS.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The next one's a laser machine. That's
Oh yeah.
They say it's within a 1/16. I say it's an 8.
Man.
There you go. Day 1.
Pretty wild, Nick. Pretty wild. Well, usually at the end of the day, I don't mind sitting on the front porch and just kind of admiring well, look at it there. That's a pretty nice, clear fall sunset. Today though, I'm doing a first. I am actually, well, let me flip you around. Actually, sitting out here admiring the barnyard. Because after a day like today, where the stakes go in and the dirt starts getting moved, I don't know, this is actually getting underway. Words are even hard to come by how cool this is. And so, here I sit with a cocktail. Oh, it's not even a cocktail. It is just Canadian whiskey, because you can't help but admire something like that. It actually is one of the very cool things about working with a group like What's Your Food Story, because I mean, over the last few months that I've been working with them, I actually sit and I think and I appreciate a few more things when it comes to the food and drink. Maybe I don't take it necessarily quite for granted about the role that food and drink does play. And that's where sitting here with something like a Canadian whiskey made with grain that could have very well been grown on our farm, and looking out and thinking like, this is now underway. We're going. This is becoming real. It's a pretty amazing feeling. It's actually probably my favorite food story so far. So I hope you take some time to share your favorite food story at whatsyourfoodstory.ca. Me, I'm going to, for once, put the sunset over there to my back and take a look at a mess like this and think of just how beautiful it is. Bucket completely empty, so I'm gonna shake it a little more to make sure I did this time. There, and there we have it. So a skid steer that can mix feed, but my great plan that this would be the one way that I would mix feed from now on, I may have to rethink a little bit, because I'm not sure the bale will fit over, and just the clearance over it is pretty tight enough that I don't think I'd be able to actually get the mixer full when I wanted to do big loads. Well, this is going back, so we better get her a little cleaner. I don't know, it's a construction site rental, so it's not like it has an easy life, but at the same time, maybe we'll get the manure off it. Wasn't all that dirty, but nice to get. There maybe was a little more material on the roof than probably a lot of skid steers get, but I got better as I went. So I guess this is my kind of final thoughts on the JCB skid steer. So this is a 300, the largest, Andrew said, JCB makes for skid steer. So obviously in terms of its operation, the joysticks work really well. They're in a good spot. I think you could be in here for a long time. None of the safety stuff is all that restrictive. You've obviously still got lots of room. With this down, even operating it isn't too difficult. The nice thing is some of the functions in here, just to speed up and slow down either the boom or the loader itself, just to make it a little easier, that maybe if you don't want to go full speed doing a job, you can bring it down. If you do want to go full speed, then you can have it go high fast. So that's nice. But You know, the thing that really does set it apart is getting out the side. And I think that is one thing that, you know, not having had a skid steer and not saying, oh, well, I'm used to getting in the front, that's tough to give up. The downside, though, is the fact that the clearance height on this it's decent. I looked up some specs. One website said the spec was 8 feet you had for kind of clearance over something. And you can always kind of flick stuff. But for us, if I'm going to mix feed with it, which is what one of the jobs I'm really trying to take hours off the loader of and put on a different machine, I don't know if that's enough. So do we test out another skid steer like a Deere or a Bobcat that maybe has a higher clearance? Some of those are getting closer to 10 feet in clearance. Is that enough? Or do we push more for a teleskid option on one of these JCBs so that you can get that telescopic boom that then maybe gives you reach of the specs for it, say it's 11 to 13 feet, depending on which size you get. So, I don't know, we've got some decision making to do, whether, you know, honestly, I think a skid steer is handy. I think we can find a lot of work for it. Am I asking too much for it to mix feed every morning too? Maybe, but I think we've got to at least keep digging a little bit.